across a drifting ship. I took a look inside. I found a note that someone wrote that said, take her for a ride. I set a course for sights unseen, went out to open sea. To my surprise, a bunch of sailors joined along with me. Now we're sailing on a mystery ship, and all the sailors here are really here. There isn't any membership. All that you gotta do is join our trip. Yeah, I'm the captain of the mystery ship, and I'm a-calling all aboard this trip. I'm really hoping that you'll enjoy it up on the mystery ship. So bring a friend and come along with us on board the mystery ship.
Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Zoso is running amok. One of these days, Alice, you're going to the moon. To the moon. Amethyst cat, what are you doing, little lady? Oh, yeah. There was I fixed it now, Prairie Fire, but boy, there's moments. Uncle Krusty, how the heck you doing, brother? What is going down? AC, DC, she's got one other woman as well as me. Jojo, what is cooking, kiddo? Yes, you were hearing two voices. It's now down to one voice. I have my moments, and this was one of them. Trying to do too many things at once. There's the Spuds. Tinky Winky. Willie Fix-It in the house. Val Hall, good to see you. Spudley, how are you doing? You're anti-social. Oh, I don't think anybody remembers Anthrax. There we are. We are at the end. And so ends another beginning. So ends another beginning of the mystery ship. Good evening, my friends. It's your brother Zoe checking in on a Friday night. Wonderful to be here. I wondered, honestly, I wondered if I'd get here. It was one of those days, one of those nights. Been up since 4. I was at work in my trailer at 5 a.m. Just one of those kind of days. A whole lot of shaking going on. How are we doing out there, people? Okay, I've got a couple of things to fix up before I can march forward. We're going to say hello to our champions first. We are. That's what's fair. But I have to look at a couple of other things first. There's Rumble. My content is your car. Okay. Let's see. It looks as though we're live at Rumble. Very good. And the volume is down. And it says there's one watching. That would be me. Let's get over and have a peek at this guy over here. Right there. And it looks like we're live. Oh, looks like I misspelled it. I misspelled it. Isn't that perfect? Isn't that perfect? Okay. Apparently we're having a little trouble over at YouTube, but no big surprise there. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Something bizarre going on. There we go. There's the chat. It finally showed up. Okay. Okay. Black Orchid. What are you doing, little lady? My car cannot spy on me. I have a 2002 Camaro. It's a stupid car, which works with my stupid TVs. You're going to be amazed at what you learn tonight, Black Orchid. I kid you not. This is going to rock your world. What if I told you that just about any vehicle made after 1995 has some kind of tracking device following you? Yes, you. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Let me, you just knock those waves down a tad more. I don't know why it's so, boy, it is freaking cold in this garage. I've got 2 heaters blasting at me, and let me tell you, it's supposed to snow here tomorrow. Let's see. What is the chance of snow tomorrow? Let's see if it's holding true. Because 90% of the time when they say it's going to snow, it's fear porn. Okay? Truly is. They just try to, I don't know why. Why would they try to freak you out and say, oh, it's going to snow. You'll be snowed in. Okay, rain coming 90% chance. Saturday, oh my goodness. 32 degrees, snow. It is showing snow. It's showing snowing. Wow. Warming all the way up to 36 tomorrow. Holy guacamole. We gonna see some snow. Wow. How you doing out there, gang? Wonderful to be with you yet again this evening. Let's say hello to all of the gang, but I have to start with the champions. I mean, they've earned it. We got to give the devil his due. Jayla17 says no snow today, but tomorrow, 4 to 8 inches. Yippee! The Kittleys will be having the time of their life, I'm sure. Well, will they fix it in the house? Mad Pogue is saying hello to his friends over at D-Live. Val Kimber in the house. He is not worried about snow there in Alabama. I don't think so. Gloria Paddock. What are you doing, little lady? Good to see you. She goes, when I get in my car, it tells me how long it will take to drive home or to work. Yes. Oh, that's right. You bought yourself a newer car. I remember that. Amethyst Cat. What's up, Miss Kitty? How are we doing, little lady? Good to see you. Spudley in the house. TL Spud. Syllabore is with us. Bad Zoot. What is going on, little lady? How are you? Wonderful to have all of you aboard over there at D Live. The champions, this month's champions. Sheeple Beware in the house. I'm telling Lynn Winters. We've got them all, people. We've got them all, according to my notes. According to my notes right here, there are, there's 22 of them, and I think I know every last one. And I've probably met more than half. More than half. Great to see Black Orchid hanging out over at YouTube, sending a smooch or two. Thank you kindly. Let's get over to the home of free speech in America, folks. I'm talking about Pilled Foxhole, where men are men and sheep are scared. I'm telling you, it is the last place in America where you can Do your thing and have nobody judge you. No one judges you at Pilled Foxhole. You can say, you can run what you brung over there. Isn't that right, Uncle Krusty? Good to see you, my friend. Val Hall is with us. Hey, darling. Joe in the house, leader of the Mod Squad. Good to have you with us. Willie Fixit, two-timing us over there. Two-timing us. Sheeple Beware also dropping in to say hello. Double D cruising in the SS Foxhole. Good to have you aboard, my man. Good to see you. Hunter S. Thompson. I love that sticker. Krusty's got some great freaking stickers. There's no question. No question. Yes. Starface 15 in the house. Good to see you, my man. Girl Patriot. Checking in from Texas. Wonderful to have you aboard. Did I miss anyone? I don't want to miss anyone. I'm backing all the way back, going way back in the way back machine. It's over the fence, people. It looks like I've got them all. It looks like I got every last one. Prairie Fire. He's the only one I missed. That's because he's out making the rounds. Wonderful. Wonderful to have all of you aboard over there. Let's take one more quick peek. One more quick peek at Rumble. Knock My Socks Off and Mad Pogue. Love the intro. Ingrains faces to names for me. I have a very hard time with names. You know, my man, here's the entire reason why I do that. Wait. Knock My Socks Off. I'm looking at your picture right now. Your picture is about the size of the eraser on a pencil. And it's actually really hard to tell. Let me see what I can do here. By God, you're a woman. See, that's what I thought. So for years before, whoa, what is going on with my freaking camera? What's going on around here? Holy smokes. For years, Knock My Socks Off. Before I was a broadcaster, I would watch Red Pill 78. I would watch, quite frankly, I would watch Craig Mason. I would watch the Joey Mormon Experience. And I kept looking at these names, and I would say hello to them all the time. And some of them I had been saying hello to for 2 years, almost 3 in some cases. And I said to myself, if I ever have a show, I'm going to do something about the fact that everybody's face is this big. It's this big. And I can't see what they look like. I want to know what that person looks like. And so that's when I decided I'm going to give away free shirts. And it's not a prerequisite. The only request is if you get a free shirt, if you would consider sending a picture of yourself wearing your mystery ship shirt, then I can emblazon your face and everybody knows what you look like. And I have to agree with you, Knock My Socks Off. It's nice to put a face with a name. It really is. It changes everything. It just adds some hominess to it. Like, I know that. That's my homie. I know that person. I hear them call in on the phone. I see them typing in the chat. It's nice to have a face with a name. And so I did. I took my entire Christmas bonus 4 years ago. I took my entire Christmas bonus and I bought shirts in every size. And I sent them out like a maniac. Anyway, good to have you aboard over there at Rumble. Thank you for dropping in. Let's have one more gander over at YouTube and see if Black Orchid is still holding down entire world by herself. It looks like she is, but you know what? I think others will be boarding. Actually, it says that there's 5 watching now. So there you have it. You got 5 lurkers there with you. Let's see. Let's go, Brandon. Linda Love, been here the whole time. Linda Love still has her shirt. She has the original shirt. I'm gonna have to send her a new tie-dye. Gonna have to send her a new tie-dye. All right, folks. So tonight, seriously, we talked about the weather. It's going to be snowing. Zoe's going to be freezing his ass off starting tomorrow morning. And it's going to stay that way for several days. It looks like 5-6 solid days of cold, lousy weather. Not too good for riding a Harley Davidson, but you know what? It's good for construction workers because you can get out there and bust your ass and not break a sweat. You have to look at the bright side. Got to look at the bright side. Willie Fix-It checking in over there at YouTube for the trifecta. Willie he's at Rumble. Oh, shit. Willie is in 4 locations at once. How does he do it, ladies and gentlemen? He's at YouTube. He's at Pilled Foxhole. He's at Rumble. And he is over at D Live. The man gets around. I get around. Okay, so tonight's little tale of woe. We had an amusing little Wednesday night talking about old cars and some of the crazy things that they dreamed up for cars back in the day to make them, I don't know, more desirable, more stylish, make your car your own. There was pictures of, Cassius Clay, the boxer, the famous boxer. Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. With a record player in his car. He used to have a record player in his car. I guess he could afford it. All those other quirky things. And a funny thing happened. I was reminiscing back to, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. About 4 or 5 years ago, Mrs. Zoe learned on the telephone late one Friday night. She learns that her mother-in-law is going into hospice and probably won't be around very much longer. Now, she loved this woman and wanted to go see her. They weren't very far away, about a 3.5 hour drive from here over in Bend, which is a very, very nice neck of the woods here in Oregon. On the kitchen table was my computer, my laptop. Now, it was turned off. It was not turned on. It was turned off. And I could tell by the expressions that she was using and the sadness in her voice, something pretty serious was going down. And after listening a little bit, I realized, oh my God, she's got to go visit this woman. So she hangs up and she says, I want to go to Bend. I want to go see this woman. I've got to go over there. And I said, honey, I'll get your hotel. Go pack your stuff. I'll get your hotel. Now I turned and I opened up my laptop and I turned it on. It had been off. And I mean off. I fire up my laptop, get through my password, and the first freaking thing that pops up on my screen is need a hotel room in Bend, Oregon this evening? A big old ad right on the right-hand side. The frickin' computer was off, okay? That's when this was 6 years ago, 7 years ago. That's when I realized how insane the spying is on all our little devices that we can't live without. That's why all my phones have a little piece of tape, a little piece of electrical tape over the cameras. There's ain't nobody looking at my privates. Not even if I want them to. There's a light switch over in the corner. I'm just saying, spying is insane. So we did the show the other night on cars, and I got to thinking, you know, new cars. New cars are insane. I've been considering selling everything I have, all of my vehicles, getting rid of all of them, and just going and buying one lousy brand new car. I'm kind of hot on those new Broncos, the Broncos that they brought back. Kind of cool looking. Kind of cool. I have a Bronco. Mine's a 1990, and it's in freaking mint condition. Brand new motor, brand new transmission, new tires, new brakes, new everything. It just needs a paint job. I'm partial to Broncos. I love the fact that you push button on the four-wheel drive, push button on the dash. I can zip through snow, through ice. I can go hunting. I can climb mountains. I love Broncos. Also had a Chevy Blazer. Was very, very happy with that. But after our car episode the other night, I started thinking about these new cars. I wonder if they have the capability, because there's built-in mics, right? I mean, they do just about everything. That cars have done just about everything for years now. I mean, what's that? It's not called Starlink, but what's that? What's that? GM. My God, 20 years ago, GM, all new GM cars. When you bought a new General Motors car, there was a button up towards the top of above the window, and if you were ever broken down, you could push this button, and they would home in on you and find you and ask, do you need a wrecker? Do you need a tow? What the hell is the name? OnStar. Thank you, Syllabor. OnStar. It's this kind of technology is way old by now. And I'm thinking to myself, well, the technology that we know about, the technology that the government will let us in on, is at least 25 years old. Okay. That's what they're telling us is brand new technology, is stuff the government has been screwing around with for in excess of 25 years. So it made me start wondering, why do we sail upon? It made me start wondering what they're up to now. How far along, how far advanced are these cars? And what are the good cars? What are the bad cars? If you're going to own a brand new car, is there a better one to own than another one? Is there one that doesn't spy on you? We're going to look into all of this. It's actually going to be a pretty freaking interesting show. I think it's going to blow your mind. I know it blew my mind when I started digging this stuff up. So we will be back immediately following this short break. This is your chance, people. Refresh your adult beverage. Go hit the can. You can take the dog outside. Whatever you got to do, you got about 2.5 minutes to get her done, because after that, the show starts in full bloom. Full bloom. And I'm talking Orlando bloom, okay? We will be back immediately following this message.
Why do we sail upon the mystery ship? 'Cause we never know where we'll go next.
This is where I'd like to take a brief moment to thank the wonderful people who tune into this show 3-4 times a week. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out aboard the mystery ship, where you never know what we're going to talk about next. It's true. But I really would like to take a sec and just thank the wonderful people who, in whatever way they do, support this program. Either over there at D-Live, they seem to be pretty liberal with the lemons, and I love them for it. Over at Pilled Foxhole, the gold pills are always flowing. Thank you guys for what you do to keep this show up and running. And those of you who choose to send a little something to the old PayPal or buy me a coffee or Cash App or whatever other means are out there to support the show, thank you for what you do. But seriously, one of the best ways you can support this show is simply to tell a friend. That means the world. Share it on your Facebook or whatever you can do to help me kind of grow this little. We're just a little tiny flower right now. We've just kind of bloomed, and I'm hoping to blossom. I really am. One day I will blossom. One day I'm going to come out of my shell, and you people better beware. You better beware like sheeple is beware. Okay, so Cars today. Basically, it's kind of crazy. Cars are very similar to phones, okay? It's almost as if you are driving a phone on 4 wheels. That's really, really what it's like. It's crazy. Well, where are we over here? Okay, there we are. I'm back. According to a cybersecurity expert by the name of Dale Wooden, he owns a company called Weather Security. This guy he's a for real freaking dude, okay? Government contracts. This guy knows cybersecurity. That's his freaking life. That's been his life. He says, and I quote, "Your car is a cell phone. Your car is a wireless hotspot. Your car is a Wi-Fi receiver. Your car is a Bluetooth transmitter and receiver." That's what your vehicle is. If you own a car that is, say, 5 years old or newer, you, my friend, are hooked up to the latest and the greatest spying device you've ever imagined. There are people, and he tells a story. This guy tells a story that there are people who sometimes want to have a little privacy. You know, they might be at work, they might want to gab, they might want to share some juicy gossip, and, you know, the walls have ears at work. So they're like, hey, let's just go out to my car and we'll close the doors and windows and have a little conversation. He says that is like the biggest joke ever. Even if the keys aren't in it, your car is listening to you, and don't you kid yourself. Don't you even begin to kid yourself. Your car emits all kinds of radio signals that can be used to pinpoint your location. They use your car. They can triangulate. They can find you via cell towers. There is no, folks, privacy has ceased to exist. Okay? Those brand new televisions, everybody knows the new TVs in your room they're watching you undress. Some pervert out there is watching you as you undress in front of your bedroom television. Just, take last night's clothes and just throw them over the top of the thing. I mean, that's what I do. Actually, I don't have a TV, so I don't have to worry about it. In what ways is your car like a cell phone? Well, there's other important similarities between cars and cell phones, but just as we often think of phones as singular entities, right? This is like its own little, this is his own little nightmare, right? And we know that your phone, just like I explained a minute ago when Mrs. Zoe and I were talking, and it asked me, my computer asked me, do I need a hotel in Bend, Oregon tonight? Okay. We've long known that these freaking cell phones are our enemy. They're spying on us 24/7. Whether they're turned on or turned off, the damn things are listening to us. Unless you put it in a Faraday bag, I think you're screwed. Okay? Yeah, man, it's just a way of life. At this point, we've conceded. We've conceded the fact that, yeah, they're listening. And most people will say, well, I don't have anything to hide. To me, that's not the point. It's really not the point. Let me, I got to pull something up here. Where is my underdog? Where is my, okay, it's over here. I want to pull up my Proton Mail because I have an interesting quote from a fellow, a very intelligent fellow. He was a professor at Harvard. It's his quote that we all know. Oh, come on. Are you really going to take that long to? Okay, here she comes, pedaling as fast as she can. Come on, Proton Mail, load up for God's sakes. It's taking its sweet time. Okay, well, there it is. There it is. A very intelligent man by the name of George Santayana. George Santayana, like Santana, but Santayana. He was he left Harvard. He was not only Harvard educated and Cambridge educated, he left Harvard in 1912. He was in Harvard, teaching at Harvard, and in the golden years. He was a philosopher. He was a great many things, essayist, a poet. He is linked to the aphorism, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Those who can't remember the past are condemned to repeat it. That's like, it's almost the mantra of this show, okay? I will tell you, I wax nostalgic fairly often. You all know this. I like to revisit the past because just for that reason. Just for that freaking reason. If we don't visit what's behind us, well, we're freaking stupid. That's all I can say. We're doomed to repeat it because there's nothing new under the sun, people. It's the same shit over and over and over again. Okay? Many, many years ago, smoke signals. Okay? Smoke signals, that was prehistoric man's version of Facebook. Okay? I mean, it really was. That was their version of a CB. Look at the different ways that people have used to communicate over the years with one another. Well, the cell phone, I think, is really going to be that will go down in history as our downfall, because just go to any restaurant today. There will be 4 teenage kids sitting at a table not having a conversation with each other. All 4 of them are sitting there glued to their phones, oblivious that they're even out to lunch with others. Thank God I grew up for the brunt of my life where I actually communicated with people. I briefly mentioned on Star, I think it had to be 20. I could probably look it up, but 20, 25 years ago, I remember getting a phone call from my rather affluent boss. I did have a cell phone, so who knows what years. It must have been close to 2000, 2002-ish when cell phones started, the great big cell phones with at first they were solid, and then you had to pull the little antenna up, you remember those, the Nokias and shit. Yeah. And I didn't recognize the phone number, but it was my boss. And I said, "Boss, what phone number is this?" He goes, "Oh, I'm calling you from my car." So basically, cars that had OnStar had their own phone number. I'm sure that's not news to anybody. But that was basically the beginning of the end, because the marriage between a cell phone and your automobile have gone together like a hand in glove, people. I mean, it's crazy. Okay? So, as I mentioned, we often think of our phones as singular entities, like it's its own thing. It's separate from the car. It's not. Our phone is just our phone. Okay, it's different than our laptop or our computer. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's just not. Okay. With our phones, data sharing doesn't stop with the device manufacturer. Anytime that you add an app to your phone, especially the free apps, when you go to the Google Play Store or wherever you go, the Apple App Store, and you have downloaded a free program, folks, you have just become the product. Okay? There is nothing free in this world. All right? The minute you've downloaded it, there's a reason why that freaking app is free. Okay? It's because they plan on tracking your ass, using your data, and making money off of you and every last thing you do. They want to know where you go. They want to know where you shop. They want to know what you buy. So, like the people who they use their phone as their wallet, man, I mean, it's bad enough. Your ATM card rats you out anyway. So there's nothing sacred there. The only way that you can kind of elude Uncle Sam and the prying eyes behind the NSA and everybody that wants to know what your farts smell like is by using cash, buying all of your normal goods with cash. I want to laugh here. But how many people still carry cash? If you still carry cash, and I'll give you this, even if you only carry cash like 25% of the time and the other 75% you're using your debit card, if you do still carry cash once in a while, put an X in the chat. Put an X in the chat. I want to see if anybody even bothers to carry cash anymore. I'm very curious. If you carry cash, put an X in the chat. Well, I am so impressed. I am so freaking impressed. Of course, those are our D-livers, so why would they? Why would they do anything but cash? Yes. Yeah, they can't track you. JLo17 says, I have never used a debit card. Good for you, little lady. Good for you. That is amazing. That's great. That is great. Let's see what they're saying over on Pilled. Oh, man. We got a lot of people who buy things exclusively with cash. Or at least for the most part. Dave Mick says always. Prairie Fire says farmer's market tomorrow. I always respect my farmers by paying cash. You know, my brother was a bartender for many, many years. And he said, Al, always tip them in cash. Always tip them in cash, because at the end of the night, they're taking home some jang. Uncle Sam doesn't know about it. Nobody knows about it. But if you put a tip on a credit card at the end of the night, then it's got to be reported. Then they got to pay taxes on it. And most of the time, the employer just does a straight 25%. Oh, he must have made 25%, when sometimes people only tip 8%. But you get screwed. If you are a server or a waiter of some kind, you can get screwed by tips unless they tip you in cash. So always try to tip in cash if you can. What most consumers don't realize is that while they're driving, there's literally hundreds of companies collecting data from your vehicle as it wheels down the road. If you are someone who has taken the time to take your smartphone and hook it up to your car so that you can have quote unquote hands-free phone while you're driving, your car now knows everything that's in your freaking phone. Everything that is in your phone is now in your car. And automobile makers have done the same thing as Google, I'm saying Mazda, Toyota, Tesla is supposed to be the freaking worst. Tesla is rated as the worst privacy car out there. They are using the microphone. They're using the cameras in your car. They are watching your ass. They are building a profile on you. I'm not trying to come off as all doomsday. I'm just telling you what is. Okay? What is. Some information that they garner might be going back to the manufacturer of the vehicle. Some might be going to your insurance company, like how many times do you do California stops? How many times do you run stop signs? Some of the information might be staying locally inside the car. That does happen for when you take your car in to get serviced. They can look up certain information and they can kind of tell what kind of a driver you are. It's insane. I referenced a couple of different cybersecurity experts specializing in vehicles, mobile security. And what these guys had to say, it would absolutely blow your mind. That's what we're going to be looking into. So, like I said, some of the information might go to your insurance company. Maybe it's going to technology that you've opted in on by downloading apps on your phone. Okay? Your car, if you have hooked your cell phone up to your car so you can have hands-free telephone calls, your car has likely taken all of the data out of your phone, and your car manufacturer is now playing Google. They are selling that information. Your data is valuable. Your freaking data is valuable. And the car makers want in on the action too. It's a fact. Where it's going is pretty hard to figure out. The make and model of your car has a lot to do with what kind of spying goes on. But basically, modern cars, even early modern cars, say from 1995 up, your data is being harvested by the fucking trunkload. By the trunkload, people. Okay? There is a very famous, he's been on a million shows. His name is Sam Curry. He is a car hacker. Okay? This is one of those guys that if he's riding along with his laptop in a car next to you, okay, this guy has the G2 he can hack into your car and he can take over the controls. If your car has like automatic steering, like a Tesla and some of the Toyotas and stuff, he can overtake that, and he can make you make a left turn. He can make you stop. He can make you accelerate. He can put you in an accident. This is a very, very savvy individual, and the stuff that he had to say, holy freaking Hannah. According to Sam Curry, the easiest way to figure out exactly what your car is tracking and has access to is he says, just open the app. If there's an app that you have used to connect to your car, like a Ford, I'll download the Ford app. I'll download the Chevy app. I don't have any new enough cars to do something like that, so I wouldn't know anything about this. But he says you can actually go into the apps and see what they're taking from you. But most people don't know about it, so they don't bother to look. He's spent a lot of time examining these car apps, and he says when you do things like the car apps they do serve some good functions, like they check your engine status, and they check your vehicle cameras to make sure everything is operational. And if something isn't operating, you get a little highlight on the dashboard of your car, rear camera not working, or rear camera lens dirty, wash that kind of crap. But what he says is, if you ever wanted to see where if you want to see where your car's at, or remote start your car, or unlock your car, if you've locked your keys in the car, you can now pretty much do all that with your phone. It used to be a big thing about 5, 6, 7 years ago. You could take your car to these high-profile stereo guys, the guys that put the big woofers in the back, and the cars that come by and they're so loud that they're just fucking vibrating, making your chest, you can feel the music in your chest. Those guys used to be the guys that you would go to get like a remote starting system put in your car. So when you got up in the morning, you're stretching, I got to be working 20 minutes. I think I'll start my car. Nowadays, with an app, you can start your car from your freaking phone. You don't need any special push buttons. You don't need to have some guy put in a $350 little remote device. You can do it all with your freaking phone. There's nothing special anymore. It's all what used to be fancy and special. That is yesterday's news, people. These apps don't tell us the whole story, though. They do give us some insight into the data collection. This guy, Sam, the hacker, says the actual data that gets logged by the car includes video feeds, microphone feeds, your actual GPS location during your driving time. He says that all of that is 100% logged. 100% of the time, it's being logged. Your car has systems built in that will actually log every interaction with the vehicle, so that whether or not, like whether or not you lock your car at night, okay? If you're someone who's prone to leaving your briefcase in the back with your laptop or your school books or a backpack that has maybe some contraband or something like that in it, if you just leave it in your back seat and your car's unlocked, your car is telling on you. It's tattling on you. They're building this guy never locks his car at night. Look at this data. This guy never locks his freaking car at night. We could go rip him off. I mean, if there are people savvy enough to garner this information and take advantage of you. It's crazy. It's all being tracked and logged. They even know if you're the kind of driver who starts your car and doesn't give it 5 minutes to warm up. If you just start your car and go, all that information is logged and stored in your car. Now, these are generally marketed as convenience features, right? That's how they sell you. That's how they sell you on this stuff. It's convenient. Remote starting. You can start your car from your bed, from the bathroom. things like being able to control your car, locate your vehicle with your phone. I mean, that's a really cool thing, you know. If it's cold in the morning and you can not only start your car, but you can also turn on the heater, turn on the defroster, turn on the rear window defroster from your phone, from your bed while you've woken up because it's fucking 20 degrees out. It sounds like a modern convenience, doesn't it? Well, they're tracking your ass. They know every last thing you freaking do. Surprised? You shouldn't be. The fact is, with all of these GM apps and these Ford apps and these Mazda apps and Tesla apps, the app is free. You, my friend, you are the product. They are tracking your ass, and they want to take all the data that they garner from you, and they want to sell it. They want to make the same money that Google and the rest of them are doing. So the funny thing is that we're not just handing our data over to these companies, okay? We're giving them carte blanche into our lives. If you have hooked your phone up to your car to go hands-free to make a convenient telephone call, they've got your Facebook pictures. They've got those nudie shots you sent to your boyfriend. They know you inside out. It's all over, Rova. Let Jimmy take over. Surprisingly, despite all this data free-for-all that is going on, there's an amazing lack of pushback from consumers like you and me. The truth is, a lot of people are just simply unaware at how intrusive a new car is on your life. I'll admit, I mean, I don't own a new car. The newest car I have is a 2012 Ford, but apparently even that is capable of tracking my app. But in brand new cars, you're under mass surveillance. Serious mass surveillance. Particularly if you own a Tesla, you're screwed. You are screwed. I don't know why you would buy a Tesla. I really don't. Many people are just simply unaware that their car has the capability of doing this. And when they do find out about things like data collection, data collection, it just sounds so... data collection. So what? They're learning how. It's a lot more. It's a lot more than that. People they don't think that term is a bad one. Now, me, I value freedom. Legalize freedom. I wish it were legal. I wish it were freaking legal. It's not. When we say data that they're taking, we're talking about things like your camera footage. Do you run red lights? Do you run stop signs? Have you hit and run anybody? Did you bump into somebody's car in a parking lot and take off? It's all on your camera. And if it was viewed by your camera, they have it. They have the footage. Your car is beaming out your footage 100% of the time. Even when it's parked. Even when it's parked! This guy, Sam, the hacker, says every time you drive home, every time you drive to a certain location and do certain things, those are being recorded and transmitted. He said, if I want to view my footage from he goes, I can click a button and it gets remotely streamed to my device. He can watch it. He can watch, of course, this is a computer guru, but he can go in his house and from his television, he can connect to his car and watch all of his footage where he drove that day. He says that's a piece of cake. I don't know. That'll never happen to me. He says that the camera footage garnered doesn't go directly from your car to the app. It has to go through some company server first, okay? But those companies and their servers, these are third parties. They are selling your data. So it's not just the car companies. It's not just your cell phone companies. It's not just the creators of the apps, the free apps that you get. No, it's worse than that. It's insane. It's insane. Recordings are a piece of very sensitive data that you might not realize other people are getting access to. Your microphones, extremely common in cars. Some cars today have mics in the front and in the back. Fancier cars, Renault, some Italian cars. They put a list. I didn't write it down, but basically, if there's two people, maybe three people riding in the back, and two people up front, you can have a conversation, and your microphone will pick up your voice, and it will enhance your voice, and your voice will come out the speakers in the back, so that the people in the back seat can hear you more clearly. And then when they speak, it comes right back again. There are systems out there that they watch the interior camera. They're watching the people in the back seat. They're watching for their expressions. They're watching to see if they're scared. They are collecting data on your ass like you never imagined. There's all kinds of uses for microphones. Some have active noise cancellation. When microphones monitor cabin noise, they like to come up with ways to cancel out the cabin noise. Microphones amplify the driver's voice to the passengers in the back, like I said. There are emergency response systems built into some cars that utilize the microphone. You know, if you were in a car crash, you can, even if you're now upside down in the back seat, you can say, "Hey Siri, hey Alexa, hey Google, have somebody come find my ass." Seriously, it's that serious a business. Now, you might think that only cars equipped with integrated map systems have location tracking capabilities. Guess again, Dr. Smith, that's not true. You think because your car doesn't have one of those maps on the screen, that they don't know exactly where you are? Guess again, Dr. Smith. Hidden in every single modern car, and this is, folks, this is going back to about 2005, I think the expert said. Regardless of the presence of a map application, your car is silently monitoring you. Your car has a SIM card. Your car has a SIM card. That's how the SIM card triangulates between, it's talking to cell phone towers, and that's how your GPS works. So they know they know where you're going, they know where you've been, all that shit. Modern cars, your brand new car almost surely has a SIM card. Okay, modern cars are like smartphones on wheels. They all have a SIM card that goes through services like AT&T. And guess what? AT&T and the other cell phone tower people, whoever they are out there, there's so many different brands of cell phone out there, AT&T and Verizon and whoever owns the tower owns your ass because the SIM card in your car is triangulating between their towers to tell you where they are. They are you. They are taking the data out of your car and they're selling it to their customers. They've got people who will pay them for your data. Your data is the most valuable thing that you own. What kind of underwear you buy, all of that shit. They want to know. They want to know about your ass. Not my ass. They want to know about your ass. They can do multiple pingbacks using multiple cell towers to find the specific location of any car. And this location data is now available to multiple entities, not just AT&T. Like I said, Verizon. What are some of the other ones? T-Mobile. Everybody wants in on the action. And then once it goes to those guys, yes, selling off to third parties. So the companies that provide the tracking throughout the entire process, well, they sell the data to different companies that are they just want access to your data. They just want to build a profile on you. They want to know if you're a good guy, a bad guy. Are you out there selling drugs? Are you, do you drive by elementary schools? Oh, they know all about you. They know all about your ass. Now, you might be tempted to try and remove the SIM card from your car, but you can't because many parts of your modern car actually rely on that SIM card. And of course, they've done this on purpose. This isn't an accident. This is all well planned. In many modern vehicles, the SIM card provides essential functionality. Data transmission provides real-time traffic updates, remote diagnostics to the car companies. If your car's running like crap, you can get a note in your car. Please take your car to the dealer. Your car seems to be overheating. You can get real-time advice from the car companies, keeping a track of your ass as you drive down the freeway. Infotainment systems, another big user of the SIM card. Over-the-air software updates can also be essential for emergency services. That's another reason why you have a SIM card in your car. So the SIM it's not just a location tracking tool. It's fundamental to the transmission of all kinds of data from your car to the companies that collect it and use it, good and bad. There are some good people out there trying to help you. There are people who genuinely care about you and your privacy. But not many. Not many. So here's an article, and I will drop this in the chats. I've got several articles. Whoa. What the hell did I just do here? I grabbed Twitch instead of the article. Here we go. This is, you probably have heard of PC Magazine. Probably many of you have heard of PC Magazine. Let me pull this up on the screen here and drop this down so I can pull that up. Buying a new car means your privacy might as well be left up on blocks, according to a study released Wednesday by Mozilla Foundation. Modern cars are a privacy nightmare, researchers say. These are three prominent researchers in a report they entitled "It's Official: Cars are the world's worst product category we've ever reviewed for privacy." The report, based on what the authors say was over 600 hours researching car brands' privacy practices, including that 25 car makers profiled may as well have been asleep at the wheel for the last 10 years due to data breaches. Okay, so all this data of yours that they're collecting, they're not being responsible with it. There's data breaches. Another thing to worry about with your car stealing your data. They collect too much data from the sensors stuffed into their increasingly connected vehicles, share or sell too much of that, and grant drivers too little control over this collection and this sharing. Tesla fared the worst of them all, with demerits in all 5 categories: data use, data control, track record, security, and AI. Notwithstanding the upfront statement in Tesla's privacy policy that says it never sells or rents your data to third-party companies. Horse hockey! Horse hockey! Tesla is absolutely the freaking worst. They are the worst. I wouldn't drive a Tesla if you freaking gave it to me. Joe Rogan can keep his. I've got a couple other very, very interesting articles here. Let me drop the link to this though. You got to see this. It's crazy. Well, Mellow December is checking in with us over there. Good to see you, little lady. Nice to have you aboard over at Twitch. Welcome, my friend. All right, I'm going to drop this link to all the channels because, seriously, if you care about your privacy, you might find this stuff interesting. Like I said, if you have a car, even kind of an older car, if you have a car that is 1995 or newer, believe it or not, your car is probably sharing data in some way, shape, or form, unbeknownst to you. Unbeknownst to you. All right, let me get to my next article. Let me get to the next article. Here we go. Come on, spit it out. Spit it out. Spit it out, baby. Oh, it's taking forever to load. Why is it taking forever to load? I don't know. Okay. This is a good one. This is a good one from a very reputable outfit. Go on, load up, baby. Load up. The name of this article is My Car Being Tracked? Is my car being tracked? I don't know. Is your car being tracked? We at DroneMobile believe that tracking can be a vital source of peace of mind for all vehicle owners that want to know where their cars, families, and if their employees are safe. That being said, we also believe that it's important to understand how your vehicle and driving behaviors are being tracked and monitored. In this article, we're going to cover the different ways that your vehicle and your driving habits may generally be tracked and monitored using OEM and aftermarket technologies. Your car, more than likely, your car has this little gizmo right here. Right here. The event data recorder. Okay? EDR. Now, what is crazy? Again, I'm going to drop the link to this. A very, very interesting article. Very interesting article. Control C. Let's do this. Control V. Is my car being tracked? I want to know. I want to know if my car is being tracked. Let me get rid of that. I don't need that anymore. I'm trying to spread this around the horn. Trying to spread this around the horn. Let me go to YouTube and drop this here. Very, very interesting article. And let me go to Pilled Foxhole. Did I drop it there? Did I drop it there? Okay, there it is. Folks, this is a very, very, very informative article about event data recorders. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little something. In this article from just 2 years ago, it says distinctly that the event data recorder in your car, in your relatively modern car, like 2005 on, you know what it is? You know what the event data recorder is? You know what the black box is in an airplane? Same freaking thing. Your car, your new car, has a black box, and it's tattling on you. Now, they tell you when you get your car, oh, it only stores data for like 30 days, and then the new data is looping and is constantly erasing the old data. But the hacker guy, both the hacker guy and both the cybersecurity expert said, that is a bunch of horse shit. Those things are broadcasting your whereabouts, your driving habits, 24/7. It's all over. If your car has an EDR, baby, you're screwed. This makes me not want to buy a new car. I mean, I really have to say, sometimes you get tired of driving older. As much as I love my very comfortable Lincoln Continental, I love that thing. Freaking love that car. If I sold that, and I sold my Bronco, and I sold my Ford pickup that's my daily driver pretty much to work, I could put down a pretty hefty little down on a brand new Bronco and get the payments down in some sort of affordable fashion. And I really considered doing that. Not after reading these articles. And there's more articles. I mean, I got 3 or 4 more to share with you, but honestly, I want to know what you guys think. I want your honest opinion. Am I making too much of this? Am I making a mountain out of a molehill? Or were you surprised? Were any of you surprised at the amount of data being stolen from you? I mean, it's an important, to me, there is nothing more important than my privacy. My privacy is important to me. I'm not doing anything. I'm not the kind of guy who is, I don't deal drugs. I don't buy drugs. I don't, I'm not trafficking anybody or anything. I work my ass off for a living. But I also kind of think that my data doesn't belong to anyone but me. Me. Let's see who's calling in tonight. Good evening and welcome to the Mystery Ship. Who do we have on the line?
Hey, buddy, it's me, Willie.
Hey, man, what do you think about...
Yeah, don't get the new fucking Bronco. Save your old Bronco, fix it up, put a new engine in it, or put a new junkyard fucking...
It's all
Mustang
brand new
engine
right now. It's all brand new right now. Yeah.
Yeah, don't even go there.
Really?
That shit is still bullshit. Yeah, they were hacking cars. I forget when it was. It was right when they switched to See, first it was the computers come on like 81, right?
Yeah.
It was called OBD1, right?
You're right.
Onboard Diagnostic 1, right? And that was pretty simple, whatever. I think a couple brands had it a little bit earlier, blah, 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 whatever, however, right? Then they went out to OBD2, right? Which was Onboard Diagnostics 2, right? Then they went to this shit Onboard Diagnostics 2 with CAN bus crap, everything. And that's when the shit you're talking about happened, right? But see, the years, who gives a fuck, right? But yeah, the black boxes have been in cars forever.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
like planes. The planes had anti-lock brakes in the 60s, and cars didn't come out with anti-lock brakes till the 80s, you know, because that's how that shit works, right?
Right.
20, 30 years out, this and that. But yeah, that the Consumer Reports or somebody did it. I don't know who did it. It was like the O'Keefe kind of people of the, I don't know, it was years ago. They hacked the car and they drove it right off a cliff.
Yeah. Dude.
In a parking lot. They were the good hackers or something. Yeah.
Willie,
Cars
what
are
about...
hackable because they don't have the unhackable thing with it. When the first car I seen that didn't have a throttle cable going to the engine,
Yeah.
it freaked me out. You always had a throttle cable.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And the cable pulls the throttle open,
Right.
right? And there's a spring that holds it back, right? Then they went for wireless with that. And I was like, well, what the fuck? Well, planes were doing it years before, whatever. But
Harley Davidson did it. Yeah.
Anybody can fuck with it. And if you do that in the Northeast, right, and you got big boots and salt and shit on your feet, and you step on the gas pedal a lot with salt and sand on your boots, all of a sudden one day the thing's just going to go way on you, and you can't put your toe underneath it and bring it back.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
know.
I mean?
I mean, what happened to...
I'm
what happened
totally against all that shit.
Willie, what happened to opening a hood? What happened to opening a hood and reaching over and grabbing that spring and that shaft and giving it the old Italian tune-up from under the hood?
On a car nowadays, a new one. Yeah, fuck that shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. It just put me out of business. I need a fucking I need like 10 grand a year just to work on cars. How was that, man? I'm a shade tree guy. You know what I mean? What
Dude, I hear
need
you.
a $10,000 machine and I need $1,000 a month to update every month so I can work on shit. It's insane. I can't do it. I mean, I still work on, I got some older people's cars and this and that.
Willie, you gotta specialize in old cars.
Out of business. It's scary.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell parts or something now. I don't know what the fuck to do. I can't fix shit no more.
Well, I mean, you know cars and you know parts inside out. You'd probably be invaluable to some kind of parts company.
Yeah, I ain't worried about that. But
you'd be a walking encyclopedia.
I have the thing in the technology that's even older, right?
Yeah.
I got a little handheld job, right? And I told the guy, I said, well, what the fuck? He says, well, my check engine light came over on when you were coming over, right? So I go into my little machine, right? And it's like old, kind of like, I don't know what you want to call it, like Atari, kind of technology.
Kind of antiquated,
and
yeah.
Those things run old school shit. They didn't go new school till like 07 or something when they started getting really crazy where you could hack them.
Right.
The cars, computers started in like 81 on everybody, but, Cadillac had them in like 79 or something or whatever, blah, 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 blah. So we jump up to when they come up to this next crazy shit that I don't know that much about. I mean, I know about it, but it's confusing. They're all connected together. They got this whole loop thing, which is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But even on the old ones, right, this was like a 95 Chevy S10 pickup truck, right? I said, well, were you going like 89 miles an hour? And he's like, well, how do you know I was going that fast? Because that's when the code says in there with the freeze frame data, and it said me, and I can pull that out of the computer.
Right.
And I'm not no government entity or nothing else. I just have this little handheld,
exactly.
$200 fucking handheld thing. And I said, well, the code failed at 90 miles an hour. I said, what were you doing at 90 miles an hour? He's like, how do you know I was going that fast? Because I said, it says right here. And he's like, holy shit, it says right there. Yeah, you were.
Crazy, Willie. Hey, man, I'm going to move along and let a couple other people call in.
Yeah, it ain't no thing, but yeah, cars are crazy, and I would keep what you got and keep them going.
I think that's what I'm going to
And
do, Willie.
there's parts everywhere, and
Yeah,
just the
there are.
insurance and the taxes and everything on the new ones, and I did the spying bullshit of the new things with Bluetooth everything. Yeah, fuck all that crap.
I'm right there with you, buddy.
All right,
Thanks
love
for
you,
the
man.
call.
Thanks for doing 2-car shows in a row.
I like
it. All right, later on, buddy.
Willie Fix It, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, several years ago, the Rolling Stone reporter who was breaking a very important story. I think his name was Hastings, Michael Hastings. And this is going back, 10, 15 years? A friend of mine was an eyewitness to his crash. The Mercedes he was driving sped up down La Brea Boulevard in Los Angeles and ran right into a gigantic freaking palm tree. The motor was thrown 100 feet out of the car. They say the car was hacked, and he was taken out, and I don't mean to lunch. T.L. Spud, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing real well, so.
Groovy. What do you think about this little tonight's insanity?
Well, of course, cell phones are so cheap. Like, even Willie said in the chat back, my cell phone, as long as I keep a contract, they'll give me a free cell phone. Well, of course they'll give you a free cell phone because the contract is what's important. Your blood and sweat in the future is what they can really sell. But
Absolutely.
That's a whole different point, yeah. So they want that. And these cars are, of course, it's so cheap now. The technology is so cheap, and they can sell it to you under the guise of all these really bitchin' things. I mean, Think about it, dude. I mean, so imagine there isn't evil in the world, and people aren't evil. And there's nobody that's trying to get your data, to fuck you over, or whatever. Okay,
right.
I know that's not the way things are, but imagine.
Yeah.
So the ability to just should always know and have every trip that you ever made, like what way did we go? What day did we take? I took a crazy turn that day, and you could go back like you were talking. You go back 5 years ago, and you could look at the trip that you took.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
I do. Google sends me monthly, down to the 10th of a mile where I've gone and what I've done. I find it handy on my motorcycle rides.
I opted out of that when they said, do you want to, because they had to legally a couple of years ago say, do you want to stay in or opt out?
Right.
I opted out, but I used to. But go ahead.
I mean, I have to say when I come home and I want to retrace my steps, I mean, it shows me every single stop I made along the road. Every single stop, period. I should probably pull that up. But, I mean, in some ways that information could be helpful and handy to the consumer, but I'm thinking...
Here's the thing, and I don't want to get bogged down in that because we've already discussed the paranoia, the fear, whatever.
Yeah.
The point I wanted to make is if we did live in a society, which is what we should strive for, where there weren't evil people.
I love the idea.
Trying to repress us, which certainly isn't the case now. But the idea behind having a completely integrated, like your phone. I mean, what is great about your phone? My phone, it lets me do business, it lets me do play, it lets me do it, of course, is tracking me the whole time, and that's why it lets me do it for so cheap. But technology is there behind it, and these things, they transcend actually the physical gap. I have this theory, Zoso, and I laid it on Zoot. She's heard it, and a couple of people have heard it. But you know, in video games, I know you're not probably a big modern video games guy, but there's something called LOD schemes, level of detail schemes.
Okay.
And in a video game, if there's like a detailed castle in the far distant background, you don't want to have to. Your computer doesn't want to have to render every single minute detail of that. So it has a version of that's basically a low-res version that you would see from far away. And then as you get closer, it's got different versions, right, where there's more detail added until you get up to it, it's got the full detail, all the information. So basically, physics is showing it's not just photons that behave differently when they're observed.
Right.
It's all matter. It's all matter. So when we look at something, it becomes what it is, and it doesn't become what it is until we look at it. And this is a trip. So let's go forward. And I don't want to lose anybody here.
Right.
But this is an extension. Wanting to do these kinds of things and have this kind of integration is just an extension of what is actually natural for us in the fact that we do live in this simulation theory. You know, I know that Frank has weighed in on that a lot, and opened that up as a question. And I have kind of a unique thing at it is that, yes, we do, and that this integration is actually something that we want on that level, because we recognize that it's the same as actual reality. And if we were in our senses, like I said, I just want to translocate. I don't want to have to drive a car. I just want to be able to go. I just want to load into that next screen. And I can't help but think that that's possible. So, and I know that that's completely rambling, but I also want to say, as a last thing, and I will hop off after this, because I know I have been actually rambling, is that water hydrogen power, the ability to turn a gallon of water with a small amount of electricity, and they say that into, real, actual work, they say that it's impossible, it's impractical. That's only because it's been discouraged at every turn. Because imagine the ramifications of being able to power a car with water and a freaking little battery.
Dude.
Can you imagine how destructive that would be to the world?
Spud, it has two things. That has been done. In the early 70s, a guy created a car that could run on water, and another guy, I remember this as a kid, I was probably 13 years old, 13 years old, reading in the Los Angeles Times, the guy had a 1970 Nova, Chevy Nova with a 6-cylinder, and he built something and put it on the car where he was getting 125 miles a gallon in his automobile. Both of those men.
My dad worked in aerospace. He had friends where he worked at Northrop that were engineers that were, as a hobby, building hydrogen cars.
Yeah, dude.
So
both of those guys mysteriously disappeared.
It was highly suppressed. Anyway, let somebody else get in here. So
I'm glad you called.
I rant with my weird.
No, dude. I loved what you said, and I'm going to add on to it when you hang up. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Wait.
I love you, man. Thanks for the call.
Love you.
Spud right there, Spudley. So this is funny. What Spud said really goes right to my core, because I used to argue with my mother over that song "Imagine" by John Lennon. Okay, a lot of people felt that it was a communist song, that he's talking about no religion and this and that. That wasn't the premise of the song. He was simply saying, imagine if there weren't all these things, all of these mental mind fucks out there. We could just love one another as brother and sister, and the world would be as one. He was saying, imagine. I was just thinking now what Spud was just saying. I'd like to write a song. Imagine there's no data collection. It's easy if you try. Oh my God, that is funny. That is funny. Would this be Purple Pixie?
Yep,
How are you doing, little lady?
I'm good.
Awesome. Tell me, what do you think about the odds of your car spying on you?
The odds, I'm sorry, I gotta take, hang on. The odds of what now?
Well, the whole show tonight has been about the fact that our cars are probably spying on us more than our cell phones are.
Really?
That's what we've been talking about for the last
No, that,
2 hours.
it really fucking sucks because I have this whole thing in my head that I wanted to talk to you about, and then it just left.
Ah,
I fucking hate my brain right now, but yeah, the whole thing about the car, I don't know because I had a 2013, I took a title loan on it,
okay.
and I couldn't keep up with the title loan. After I paid all that fucking title loan off, it would be as much as I paid for the motherfucking car when I got it. I had it paid off and everything, right?
Yeah.
So I let them come. I turned it into them, and I bought the car that I have now, which is a 2009 Sonata from my daughter, who was left. That car was left to her from when her grandpa died,
Mm-hmm.
and I gave it to her.
They're cool little sports cars, aren't they?
It's not a sports car, dude.
A Miata?
No. I've got a Sonata.
Oh, okay.
All right, 2009 Hyundai Sonata.
Oh,
Limited
gotcha.
Edition. That's what I have.
Okay, gotcha.
And you know what? Even by 2013, oh my God, my daughter, when I bought her Spark for her, she had more bells and whistles than I fucking did.
Wow. I have to say I was really taken aback. I knew all along, and I mean I've known for some time that in our houses, things like our appliances, our televisions,
It depends on what you have, dude.
our televisions, our refrigerators, they're building microphones and crap into the dishwashers that you can buy. We've known about that.
I have a very old fucking refrigerator. I don't have all the new technology that is out there. I'm too broke for that shit.
Keep what you got, baby.
Right. My girlfriend in California, when I went out there to visit her and I went to her house, all you had to do is tap on the fucking front of the refrigerator and it shows you what's in there.
Yes. Isn't it crazy?
I don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, there are refrigerators where you can, from your phone, if you are at the supermarket, you can call, on your phone, you can look up, and the camera inside your refrigerator will tell you, you can see, I'm low on milk. Oh, I don't have any lettuce. Oh, I need cheese. I mean, but what the point I was trying to make is, we know that our appliances have been under the guise of convenience spying on us. We know that our cell phones, we've known that for freaking years. We've known about your laptop computers and all that crap. I had no idea. That modern cars were doing the same thing. It's
Are you serious?
Well, apparently, of all of the different ways that they spy on you, your car is absolutely the worst.
Absolutely spying on you, and
oh my God, it's the worst.
I have a 2009. Okay, I saw this thing on TV. I can't remember. God damn, I can't remember. But she was talking about how she had like the road assist and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she didn't like it. And then she found out that her car was fine. Oh, my God, yeah.
Crazy.
Hello.
Crazy.
It's very crazy out there today.
According to this one cybersecurity expert that I researched, he said of all the things that you could possibly own in this world, your brand new car is the single most spy capable thing that you could ever do to yourself. So,
Yeah.
man. All right, I'm gonna have to move along, little lady. I've got just a few more minutes left. I'm gonna jump on down the line.
No, that's cool, but I want to ask Curry Fire. I'm sorry that I have a really bad, nasty mouth because she said, hard to believe you kissed Donnie with that mouth. Just saying. You know what? He's just as bad as me, Curry Fire. Sorry. Sorry. That motherfucker's just as bad as me.
We love you, darling.
Anyway.
Thanks
I
for
love
calling.
You too.
All right.
Hey, thanks for coming to my house and seeing me, man.
I loved it. Your Duska pillow on your couch. That was fantastic.
Oh no! Now it's in my freaking podcast room.
Oh, perfect. Fantastic.
Yep. I got Bam. He likes to chew on things because I think he was pulled off nursing too early, and he likes to chew on things. So I brought that in here so that he don't fucking chew on it.
Freaking love you, little
It's
lady.
right here on my little
Hey,
my box, whatever. All right, babe.
we'll talk to
I
you
love
soon.
too.
Thanks for your call.
All right, bye.
Thanks for your call.
Oh, you too, babe. Bye.
Well, I have to admit I was really I figured that there was some hanky-panky going on with automobiles. I had no idea that more so than your phone, more so than your television, more so than your appliances, your brand new automobile is the single biggest spying device you could ever own. And boy, that right there is what changed my mind about wanting to own a new car. Screw 'em. I'm wondering now if this brand new Harley Davidson is listening to me. Seriously, because I have hooked my phones up to it. I can, when I'm riding down the road, I can listen to, quite frankly, I can listen to Foxhole from my phone, from my dashboard. There's no microphone, so I think that kind of rules things out. I doubt there is no microphone on a Harley, so I think I have that in my favor. At least that's the one thing I can say about my brand new hog, is that there is no freaking microphone. All right, I want to take a moment to invite you guys to join me tomorrow. If you are a fan of classic rock, then I invite you to join me for my 4-hour show, sometimes 5, sometimes 6. Join me tomorrow for my show. It is exclusively broadcast only 2 places. One is DLive, and the other is Pilled Foxhole. Okay, pilled.net. You go and you sign up at pilled.net, and then once you're signed up, doesn't cost a penny, free for nothing, then you can go to thefoxhole.app and watch the show. Or you could go to dlive.tv/ZosoDude77, but there's the places you can listen to my classic rock show, and I love it. I want to thank the beautiful people who have donated to the show tonight. Let me shout out some wonderful names. Sean Joe, thank you, my brother. In fact, I got to give you a shout out right there, buddy. Thank you very, very kindly. Thank you. Let's see. Holy smoke, Sean Joe, Girl Patriot, Due Diligence, Daisy Chains. Sean Joe, Salty Nuts TV was here. Dang it. Girl Patriot, Due Diligence. Thank all of you guys. Thank all of you guys for your support of this program. And look at these wonderful people over here at DLive. They are pumping it up, baby. Okay, I'm going to release the scratching, I'm going to release the scratching over there at Pilled Foxhole. Come on, do this. You can do this for me. And then I'm going to come over here to the treasure chest, and I'm going to put a little something, something, something. A little something, something, something in that. Bingo. Bingo. Let's make it a pot worth winning. Let's make it a pot worth winning. Hold on to your hat. HD says they're going to be all electric by 2025. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They've gone woke? Wow. Wow. Okay, the scratching is officially released over there, people. You should be able to get on in there and get yourself. There they are. There they are. Okay. Let's release this treasure chest. Let's distribute the rewards right now. We are okay. Coming your way in 20 seconds. 20 seconds. There will be lemons. Here's for the quarter jar, Gloria Paddock. Thank you so much, darling. You are wonderful. You are wonderful. Thank you, everyone who donated to this program tonight. You are just amazing. Let me get rid of that. I don't need that anymore. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Okay. What's going on with my stupid screen? There it is. There it is. Okay. Well, look at the luckiest followers tonight over at D Live. Look at them. TL Spud on top of the heap. Jayla 17. Gloria Paddock returns to the luckiest followers. Good to see you there, kiddo. Amethyst Cat. And Willie Fix It. It's been a while since I saw Willie's name on there. Good deal. Good deal. Congratulations to the lemon winners over there. I really do look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow for my rock and roll extravaganza. It's going to be snowing. It's going to be cold and chilly. No better time. I'm probably going to make some hot toddies and maybe even some coffee with some, who knows, coffee with some Irish cream in it. Something to keep me warm out here because it's seriously going to be cold tomorrow. It's going to be cold. It's going to be snowing. And I'm going to go crawl in my nice warm bed right now. That's exactly how I feel. I love all of you beautiful people. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me tonight. It has been my pleasure to hang out with you. Thank you, everyone over at YouTube. Good to see you there. Erica Rommel, Jimmy Boyles, good to have you along. Rumbles, wow. 10 watching over at Rumble. 10 watching at Rumble. You guys are rock stars. Knock my socks off. Good to see you. Good to see you. Wonderful. All the beautiful people at Pilled, you know, I freaking love you. Joe Elaine, Prairie Fire, Sheeple Beware. Oh my goodness. Val Hall. Thank all of you. Thank all of you. Thank you to the mods. You are amazing. And once again, congratulations and good to see you champions over there at D Live. Keep hanging on to that crown, baby. Hanging on to that crown. We will see you somewhere down the line, folks. Somewhere down the line. I mean, and by that, I mean tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow. We will see you tomorrow for my classic rock show. We will see you very soon. Very, very soon. Have a great evening, everyone. Much love. Val Kimber, are you going live tonight? Are you rocking this Friday night? I am looking up that article, sheeple. I am looking it up. I know how you guys feel. When Amethyst Cat says, "Eyes tired," man, I hear you, little lady. I was in there at 5 a.m. this morning. I'm ready to drop. I really am. Love to all. Thank you very, very much, Gloria Paddock, for your wonderful ninja guineas. You are 1 in a million, my dear friend. Thank you so much. All the people who donated to the show tonight. Love you all. You are rock stars. Thank you, Foxhole. Thank you, Rumble. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Twitch. It was good to see Mellow December over there at Twitch. Good to see you. Good night, my friends. We'll see you around the bend.